Nerdz Garage New Game Monday with our new segment, Adam Explains.
So today we are going to be going through the rigmarole of explaining and playing a little bit of the card game Skull King. The name of the game is to try and outwit and outbet your opponent in order to get the most points by the end of the game. The game consists of these betting cards, which on alternate sides range from 1 to 9. We do not have the 9 card with us. And then the play cards that consists of 4 different colors and 4 specialty cards. The normal number cards go from 1 to 14, and it goes purple, yellow, green, and black. The specialty cards are Escape, Tigress, Pirate, and Skull King. What you want to try and do is, when you get your hand for the round, you want to try and guess how many tricks in that round that you are going to win. Tricks equal the number of cards in your hand, and the number of cards in your hand equal to the number of rounds, or equal to the round number you are playing. So if you're playing round 1, you have 1 card. If you're playing round 7, you have 7 cards. Have your hand, you have to think about how many tricks for that round you're going to win. Then, everybody at the same time reveals their betting number. So, if there are 5 cards and I think I'm going to win 2, I'm going to bet the number 2. Then, the round begins. The person who was left of the dealer of that round starts first, and they place down 1 card, and in clockwise formation, everybody responds by playing a card of their own. Whoever gets the winning combination wins that trick and starts the next one. The order of proceeding of winning number is the base 3 colors from 1 to 14. Higher number wins. If you do not have the base color, you can either play a Jolly Roger or a specialty card. A Jolly Roger beats out any base color, even if the number is lower, and a specialty card wins or loses depending on what they do. An escape is an automatic forfeit. A pirate is an automatic victory, except if a Skull King is played, that beats any other card. And then the Tigress, when played, can be chosen to be an escape or a pirate. So what you want to try and do is sometimes you want to try and lose a match or win a match because you want to get closer to your bets. If you win the exact number that you bet, you get 20 points times the number of tricks that you won in that round. So if you bet 2 and you won 2, then you get 2 times 20 because you won twice and they were each 20. For every trick that you were off your bet, you lose 10 points. So if you bet 3 but you only won 2, you lose 10 because you were 1 off. Betting 0 is the specialty because if you bet 0 and you get 0, you get 10 points per card in that round. So if you're round 5 and there are 3 people, that would be 15 cards, you would win 150 points. On the opposite side, if you bet 0 and even if you win once, you lose that amount. So you would lose 150 because of the 15 cards. There are a little bit of bonus points that you can get in the game. If somebody plays a 14 of any of the 3 basic colors, but you beat them with either a Pirate, Skull King, or a Jolly Roger card, you get an additional 10. If somebody plays the 14 of the Jolly Roger, and you beat them with a Pirate or a Skull King, you get an extra 20 points. It will have a 20, just like this listed 10 here. And if somebody plays a Pirate, but somebody plays the Skull King after the Pirate, you get an additional 30 points, because he has to keep the other pirates in line. Other than that, there are 10 rounds for the entire game, so you will be playing cards 1, and then 2 cards in turn, and 3, so on and so forth. And then you keep tally on one of these markers right here, showing you what round you play. On the back side, it also goes 6 through 10, and then you list what your bet was, how many points you earned, and what your resulting total is by the end of that. This game does consist of a lot of risk-reward, being able to tell what your opponent has played because of their bets, and sometimes a gamble. I know when I've played the past 2 times, I bet 0 at the very end, resulting in 300 points, because I was playing with 3 people in total. Everybody had 10 cards, and I managed to not win a single round, getting me that 0 bet that I had. But sometimes it can be really bad if you accidentally win one, because some people might just have escape and forfeit the round and make you win. So it's a risk reward, it's being able to read your opponents, and sometimes it's just the luck. Round 1. We each get 1 card. You think about your bet.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Alright, so he thinks he's going to win 0, I think I'm going to win 1. The first person to play their first card is always the left of the dealer, which would be him. I do not have your color.
Okay.
So, the example of this is when somebody plays a base color, green, purple, or yellow. If you do not have that color, your card does not count if it's the base 3 colors. If it's a specialty card, it still counts. But if it is not the color of the card, except for the Jolly Roger, then this card, even though it's a higher number, is forfeit. So he accidentally won his round, so he gets -10. I did not get my bet. Actually, no, he gets -20 because there are 2 cards. I get -10 because I was 1 away from mine, so he is already losing.
Yay me.
Sorry if the edit is really small. I cannot choose to zoom in. He deals weird. You should ridicule him for it.
No, you shouldn't. I do it to mess with him.
No, I play that Egyptian game to mess with you.
Oh, God.
Alright, so, think about bets. What do you think you're going to win?
Not much. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Oh, you think you're going to win 0. Alright, I go first. Alright, so even though he did play a 12, Jolly Roger beat the other colors, and since there was no other Jolly Rogers, I got that one. Alright, so since he bet 0, there were 4 cards. He didn't get any. He gets 40. I was 1 off. I get -10. Do you mind at least shuffling while I'm writing this down?
Yep.
Because writing upside down, although I can do it, takes a little bit longer. So the current standing is he has 20. I have -20. Also, should take my bets away. Alright, so since I dealt, he goes first.
On 3.
1, 2, 3. Alright, so it is totally plausible that we can get our exact bets. You go first. I will play a higher number. So since I played the correct suit, I win that one. Alright, you won that one because I've automatically forfeited. And mine was a Jolly Roger, so it beats out his color. So we both got ours correct. I get 40, he gets 20 for the round.
We'll do one more round like this, then we will skip to the last 2 rounds.
We'll still keep the same number of point totals for simplicity's sake. I mean, you can do your dealings.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Oh, so he thinks he's going to be a little bit more competitive this round. All right, I go first. All right, so even though his number was higher, it was not of the same color. He won that one because even though it was a lower number, it was a Jolly Roger. I automatically gave up that round.
As the pirate.
All right. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, I did not win that one. So, I was one off of mine. He got his exact. So he gets 3 times 20, which is 60, and I get minus 10.
Pass me your cards, I'll shuffle them in.
And then... Weird transition.
We're gonna go to round 9.
I hope that's a 3. Nope, that's a 3 in the opposite direction. I should be writing an E. That is also not a 6. Weird transition.
Make sure I didn't do that wrong.
Alright, yep, that is 9.
Oh, this is a awkward hand.
I know, they don't look that great, do they?
Thanks. I meant the cards, though.
I know what you meant. Alright.
On the count of 3?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, so now I could possibly think about making him lose.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Alright, but since you don't, I will start.
You just made me... No, you didn't.
You just made me win, yeah. Alright, so the thing that he was about to mention is if you have the color, you cannot choose to do another color if you have that in your hand. So if he had a yellow but a higher number, he had to either play that yellow higher or a special. He chose to do the special to make sure he didn't win.
I'm risking it.
He is risking it, so I am hoping that he just has higher colors. He did not have a higher color that time. Should have played that one.
Yes, you should have.
But, c'est la vie. Hopefully none of these get out of frame. So, unless I lose all of the next remaining rounds, which I doubt I will,
I'm nervous right now. Oh, wow, never mind. Okay, now I'm really nervous. No! So close!
I made him win that round, so since there were 9 cards per player with 2 players, that's minus 180 points for him.
That was so close.
I made sure to save that last one, so you got rid of all of your special cards.
I should have saved the runaway, but I had to play it.
Do you mind at least shuffling? I will
Yes.
deal. So since I was 3 off mine, since I won 8, I get minus 30. But not as bad as what he had got.
Either way, I would have lost because I had to use my white flag in the beginning.
Yep. And that's how you can sometimes trick your opponent into making them lose a lot of points.
I was so close.
Alright, and this is the last round. It consists of 10 cards apiece. Now, as I said previously, we do not have the card that has the 8 or 9 on it, so if you want to bet that high, just say your number out loud when placing the bet thing. I don't think either one of us are going to do that, but that is what you would do. Also, if there's, like, you can play up to 6 people. If there's not enough cards for people, then you just say your number aloud. Alright, but I believe I am ready.
1, 2, 3.
He is going to try once again.
It should be fun to see.
Well, you go first
Okay.
because I dealt, so it was your
Let's
turn.
watch this fall apart immediately.
Unfortunately, no. My lowest yellow was a 10. How about your lowest purple?
Okay.
How about your lowest green?
Oh, wow. I did not... Yeah, no, you win.
Well, we have to see how many I win because I need to get close to my 5. You go. I have a higher yellow. How about another low green?
You had the 1 and the 2?
What? And that one.
Wow.
Alright, here we go. I don't have a green. At this point, it's not making him lose any more points. I'm just trying to get close to my 5. Yeah, we'll beat that with a pirate. How about an 8? How about another pirate? And last but not least, a 10. Alright, so he loses the 200 points. I have 7, so I lose 20.
I like playing the zeros.
It is a very much risk-reward system when it comes to playing the zeros. Because, as I stated in the intro, it is possible that you get a massive amount of points. But it is also very risky because you could lose that amount of points.
And the only way I thought I could catch up was to attempt it.
Exactly. So, granted, this is not turn 6 or 7, it's 9 or 10, but I just did it at the top. The remaining total is -40 to -280. Granted, even though I am the victor, it is a bittersweet victory because it is negative points.
Hello and welcome back. Now we are going to review the game Skull King by Grandpa Beck's Games.
So, in a short synopsis, basically, it's a game about outthinking your opponents, being able to test your own skills, and a little bit of the luck of the draw.
An aggravation.
Well, for some people. Especially if they deal cards just like the way you do.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with the way
There's
I deal.
absolutely everything wrong. Getting on to the point. So, my take on the game is it does include a little bit of card counting. Not saying that that is a bad thing, but it does have a little bit more advantageous for those people who are able to think about the cards that are included in the deck and being able to tell, hey, maybe my opponent has this, that, and the other thing. Not saying it's a drastic advantage, but there are some people who could use that to their advantage over others.
Not me.
There is the Legendary Edition, which is included in the base game itself. The additive rules does add a few more cards and does change the rules up a little bit.
I do prefer the Legendary over the base.
The Legendary does consist of cards like the Loot card, if this is the first card played in the round. If the person who wins this trick and the person who played this card both get their bet, they both get extra 20 points. There is the Kraken, which just automatically makes everybody lose the round.
It's a good throwaway card. Get rid of cards you don't want.
The Mermaid, which beats every other card, including the Skull King, except for the normal pirates, because the Skull King gets allured, but the other pirates have a duty to do.
Get gold.
So, what those additives bring to the field, along with the
modifications
to the other pirates, each individual pirate now has an ability. And the mention of counting cards that I said previously, there is one pirate in particular that allows you to look through the entire draw pile, so then you can be like, oh, there are no more 14s left, or there are no more escape cards left. Other people have them. So that's where a little bit more of the advantation comes in, if you are a person who can do something like that.
So, the biggest thing for me is being able to read the people around the table.
Yes, like the game that we just played previously, I was able to try and read Dylan like, he must have low-cost cards. I'm going to keep my escape card till the very end, after I believe he played all of his specials, which was able to make him lose that large amount of points.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're able to play all of your cards very effectively, but somebody just has a little bit more of a special card. Like also previously, I played a 6, or I played a 7, he had a 6. He was able to make me win that round. So it's not just about getting good cards, it's also going to be able to read exactly what's on the field, when to play things, and seeing if you can possibly get a little bit lucky.
The gameplay does change, I won't say drastically, but a bit the more people you add in.
Of course, because then, obviously, if you're just playing with two people, it's like, I play, you play, you play, I play, I play, you play. Granted, it will always be in a clockwise fashion, so you always know who comes before you, but if you're in the middle, then it's like, do I want to play a good card and hopefully nobody else for the rest of the round plays it? Or do I want to just forfeit this round and try and get a next one?
I know our second match with 3 people, I was in the middle, and that was probably the hardest match we played of the about 10 times we've played so far.
Yeah, it's also especially unfortunate when you bet 0 and you're the last person in the round, because if you bet 0, you don't want to win anything, so you never get to go first. So you've got to make sure everybody else plays good enough cards that you can force yourself to lose every hand.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a basic game. Honestly, we read the rules and we picked it up in like maybe 5-10 minutes. I think there was like maybe one thing that we had to...
Yeah, there was the one mistake of the points at the beginning.
Yeah, it was adding up the point total. But once again, once you get 2-3 times, you'll get it good. It is 2 to 6 players, and it is ages 8 and up, just in case you have little younglings who want to play with it. Not to say that they can't play. Obviously, we're not rule policemen that will come break down your door in case a 7-year-old plays. But it's a decent game. It's easy to pick up. It's something that honestly doesn't take too long. You can probably finish a game in 15-20 minutes. A little bit longer, obviously, if you have more people.
And just like the previous Grandpa Beck's game we played, the art on the cards is pretty good too. You did not play that one, I think.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
It shows in the rule book the other things that you can play.
Got about 3 of his games now to review at Nerdz. We've played 2. They're quite fun. And the cards are very interesting.
Oh, and at the very end of the instructions, there is a recipe for blackberry pie.
So on that note, you should definitely get this game and play it.
Just for the recipe. Nothing else. Just get the recipe.
So yeah, Nerdz approved. We need to have the pie now.
It's one of those, where you can see online where people make recipes, but they make a background story.
Yeah.
This one they specifically...
Takes it to the extreme.
It made a game, and then it explained how to make a pie.
It is an internet recipe to the extreme, and you should get it. And play it, and have fun winning and losing. See you next Monday.
Apparently you can't play Ailstorm while playing the game.
Oh, one last note. The best music for this game is Sea of Thieves.
Some people in this household don't like heavy metal.
Bye.